Hello and welcome to another episode of the All Sports Podcast. My name is Lachlan Tanner, one of your co-hosts.
My name is Liam McDonald, another of your co-hosts.
And my name is Sumit Kadav, your third co-host. Now, we just like to remind you about our socials. Our Instagram one is alls_sports2021, and on our Facebook, it is Alls Sports Podcast. Now, who wants to start off with?
I think it is
something.
I think it's time to talk about. Well, one, congratulations to the Australian women's cricket team for yet again retaining the Ashes. It shouldn't be no surprise that Australia have beaten England in cricket. It seems to happen quite regularly now. I probably should touch wood that it happens in the World Cup, because now that I've said that, we're probably going to lose to them. But no, look, I mean, it was disappointing that they couldn't get the T20s done. Well, they got one done.
Didn't the other two get washed out?
Yeah, the other two got washed out, which was not good. And and I thought, and then the other thing with the T20s is that when at least Perry wasn't selected, and all the the media was like, oh, that's not a good thing, blah, blah, blah. Well, I mean, when you look at it, she wasn't informed in T20 cricket, but that's not her best format. She's more suited to the longer formats. And
speaking of the longer formats, did you see that the final day of their test?
I watched the entire day. My heart was in my throat. Because
it was a good finish.
It was a good finish.
That was something. All right.
I thought that we batted too long, but no, that didn't happen. And then it got to the point where I was a bit nervous. Like, are we actually going to somehow lose this? And then when they took a couple of wickets, and when they lost their last wicket. And I think they needed 12 more runs with about 2 overs left, and the batsmen started blocking. You kind of had a feeling there that it was going to be a draw. And I saw something on Twitter, so many people viewed the last day, which is pretty high up there for women's cricket, which is a good thing. But I think that just poses the question: should there be more Test cricket in women's cricket? And I say after that test, when it looked like it was Australia were in command, and then, Heather Knight and the England captain and Sophie Eccleston, when they had that partnership, and kind of, you could probably say they gave England the momentum with that, because that Australia had, you would have thought that Australia would have liked to have bowled them out a bit earlier, but that didn't happen. And then it got to the point where Australia were chasing quick runs, and then they only added, 10 till they decided to declare. So I think, especially for the development of women's cricket, there needs to be more Test cricket in women's cricket. Look, T20 and ODI cricket, that's good, the T20 stuff. But for the longer formats, ODI and Test cricket, you gotta let them. You got to schedule more Test cricket in for them. It's the only way they're going to develop as players.
Absolutely, and
otherwise, you'd be wasting somebody. Say, for example, and I know we haven't wasted her by any means, so don't get that wrong. But at least Perry, her best format, you could argue, would be Test cricket. She's more suited to that. You probably think of somebody like maybe Darcy Brown as well for Australia, who bowled very well in the ODI yesterday. She's an athlete. She bowled pretty well. So,
yeah,
I think. As I said, I think there needs to be more Test cricket for women's Test cricket, especially televised as well. Needs to be televised as well, because that's the only way the game's going to grow.
Cricket is cricket. There's going to be, tense situations. There's going to be good games, one-sided games. I don't see why they've put, like, in my opinion, the men's and women's should be equal. Like, I don't know why, they've done this sort of, I don't know, hierarchy or status thingy, but yeah. Just talking about Test cricket in general, like even for men's, like they're saying that T20 is the modern savior of our game, but really, that's like you'd want to go back to your roots. You got, like, I don't know, players have been given too much options and they're going more for the shorter format, and then you have less players who are actually suited for and talented in the longer format.
You could almost you could almost blame that on, you'd say, the IPL, because that was the first domestic T20 league that kind of really took off. And then the Big Bash, the same thing, that took off.
Yeah, but
and after that,
I'd say the IPL has had more of an impact on this, because it's not just of the players playing shorter formats, it's more of the money situation as well.
It's the money situation.
If they're getting more money playing the shorter format, then they would go for the shorter format rather than go for the glory of the honor of presenting your country in the longest and most oldest format in cricket.
And the best format. So
absolutely.
I mean, look, can we all just agree that, look, that test match, I mean, honestly, that test match would have to be up there as one of the best that I've watched. I watched the whole 4 days.
Easily.
I watched
that was something.
That easily the best. And and enough of this 4 days for the women's test match. It needs to be 5.
It has to be 5. You can't have that.
If you want to give them an opportunity, you've got to have them the same, like, length and whatnot as you do for the men's, and that probably goes for all sports for women. And I want to touch on something to a different women's sport after this. And look, it's not political, but it's probably just hard facts that people are just going to have to face. Maybe that I'll say. So we can all agree that, I mean, the three of us, we can agree that it is an essential that women need to play more Test cricket. It's essential for the development of that side of the game. Yes,
they probably need to play more long form domestic cricket as well.
Yeah, I was going to say they need to introduce that, because I think the only long domestic format they have is at the moment like the 1 days that they have, the 1 day domestic. So that needs to change big time. But I suppose those who are listening, let us know what you think, and please let us know whether or not you have to message us to let us know what you think, or comment on what you think. That would be very much appreciated. Well, at least your opinion will be heard and respected as well. So that's I suppose that's that. Now,
and I'd also like to, I'd like to talk about the under 19s cricket World Cup going on in the West Indies right now.
How Australia didn't exactly win.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations for India to become the for winning their first semi-final against Australia, and that was a very dominant display, I'd like to say.
Wow, don't inflate your tires too much there, Sumit.
That's right. Look, it may have been a dusty pitch.
They've had a spotless run, dominating the league. So.
Look, they probably asked for a dusty pitch to favour them. That's top stuff they'll do.
I'm sure. It's not my fault Australians can't play on subcontinental pitches.
We have a couple of players that can, but it obviously you need all 11, not 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
And
absolutely.
It's unfortunate that the Aussies had to go out in that way, but look, it'll be good for them. They'll learn from that, you'd hope. I tell you, one bloke who unfortunately won't be doing any more head coaching duties for a country anymore, but the men's England cricket coach got the sack,
Absolutely.
which
Who
is
was
probably
that?
warranted.
I forgot who it was.
I
actually.
don't know who it
Silverwood?
was.
That's right. Silverwood.
He's gone. Now, look, if you're going to sack the coach, they have to bring in a new captain, because now this is like the second or third coach Roots had to like captain for? Like, maybe it's not. People want to keep saying that it's always the coaches and the this and that, but maybe it's the leaders in that team. You know, Root, for example. I mean, England probably, and I know it's only early stages in the ICC World Test Championship, but they're going to be bottom 3, bottom 4 because of him and their slow over rates.
That's
and him wanting
true.
to bat on a green pitch, especially. I mean, what? Like that's just
you got to wonder what are his thought processes. You know,
I was gonna you'd be wanting to know what he's thinking, because at the moment I don't think he actually thought what he was doing at that point. But that's I just found that a bit strange. And I tell you what, though, if this guy doesn't get reappointed, there's a good chance he could actually take the England job. And I don't know why they haven't reappointed him. But Justin Langer, I mean, the bloke's won now a T20 World Cup.
He's retained 2 Ashes.
He's retained 2 Ashes. The one in England for the first time in like
absolutely
18 years. In so long. And they won't reappoint him.
Absolutely.
I'd say whatever Langer is asking for, just give it to him. I think he's earned it.
Absolutely. He is most definitely earned it, you know. And even in the World Cup 2019 semi-finalists, like, come on, that's good. That's really good. You know, and
it's ridiculous how they haven't reappointed him. I would have thought that would have been the first thing that they should have done. But I suppose we'll find out. Well, we'll find out. I reckon maybe after the tour of Pakistan, their test series that they have over there. I think they play 2 or 3 tests.
They do, yeah, they do.
You'd have to say that if they were planning on reappointing him, he would be reappointed already.
I think this is a bad move by Cricket Australia. This is poor. Like, this could. Well, I know the players are the ones on the field, and the ones that actually play. But I mean, in terms of the development side of it, this could set Australia back a little bit.
This could set Australia back a lot, because I feel as though by now the Australian cricket team, you know, for all 3 formats would have, you know, gotten used to and, you know, kind of bonded with Justin Langer and, you know, known his strategies and how he trains and whatnot. And then to get a new coach and have most of the stuff to do again, it's a bit tough, you know. I mean, unless they get somebody they already know,
but if they don't, you're going to have to rely on like getting you'd be wanting a new squad in that case. Like Warner, he's on his last legs. Smith, I mean, he had
a new coach doesn't necessarily mean they need like a new squad. And also, like, let's be honest, if they don't get Langer, they'll get one of his assistant coaches, like McDonald or something.
Well, if they don't reappoint Langer as the coach for all 3, like, why not appoint him as, like, say, the Test and 1 ODI and have Ponting as the T20 coach?
That's the thing. Langer doesn't want to be
just
limited. He wants everything. From what I've kind of seen, Langer doesn't want to only coach like one format. He wants to coach all 3.
All 3, okay.
I mean, like, you can't blame the guy. He's had so much success with it. Like, of course you'd want to continue, you know?
Yeah, no, that's true. And look, I suppose that it'll be interesting to see how that goes, in my opinion. And this is just stupid. This is just stupid with what they're doing. Really, you could say both. I mean, both of them are like holding each other hostage. You know, they're holding each other hostage because one wants one thing, the other wants the other thing, and they can't seem to get it done, which is bit disappointing. So that's. I mean, I suppose that's a. So, what do you guys think? Do you think Langer should be reappointed? And I know that's a stupid question, but there could be some people. Some of you may not like him. Some of you may think
some
that
of you
he's
may have
too hard.
Some of you may have compelling arguments as well. So just let us know.
Yeah. So look, it'll definitely be interesting.
Now, something that happened this week that I want both of your opinions on, actually, and I think we should talk about is Tom Brady.
Oh, I tell you what. Now, look, you gotta admire his longevity. He's been at the top for 22 years. Now, I don't know if they've done their their awards yet, but he'd be almost close to winning MVP this year. You'd almost say, although in our post we put Rodgers fairly and squarely. Well, really, it is an end of the era. The only player that's really standing from like the last whatnot that well-known QBs from like that era of Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers, their Big Ben's just gone.
So what? Rodgers is like the last one, yeah.
Rodgers is the last one, and then you'd be saying, then you say that the other era, you could say like they've been in the league for a while, but they aren't necessarily in the same. This is going to sound really harsh, but not at the same level as what those guys are. Stafford, Wilson, Matt Ryan. They've been in the league for 10 plus years, but like they aren't, what Eli Manning, Brady, all those guys were in. Look, to win 7 championships is hard, and to be at the top of your physical, to be on top of your physical health is like pretty hard, and he's been able to do it for pretty much all of his 22
seasons, absolutely.
22 seasons.
Yeah, he's also got 5 Super Bowl MVPs, so that's very impressive as well.
Yeah,
that's not very impressive. That's ridiculous.
He has won more Super Bowls than any other franchise.
He's the most successful franchise in the league. And he's a player.
He's a player. Jeez,
how about that?
That is very impressive. Now, and look, he almost pulled a comeback in his last game. They were down 27-3. I'll watch that game, and I thought they've got no hope. Their O-line was terrible. They had 2 or 3 of their starters. They were out injured. They had to rely on backups, and they almost pulled it off because of him. Like that, at 44, that is ridiculous.
Absolutely, like you got to have that, one person with that never say die attitude, and that was what he presented. That's amazing, actually.
In that game, the Rams were almost like, oh no, are we going to pull an Atlanta Falcons? Are we really going to do that, like right here and right now? I could see Liam, you are smiling and trying not to laugh. But that's literally what they were like. They were like, oh no, it's happening to us now. But no, it's unfortunate that didn't happen. So look, it's no other way to say it than congratulations to Tom Brady. I'm easily the most successful player in NFL. Easily the most successful player in NFL history. And look, there probably won't be another one like him. You could almost say nobody will be like him. People want to say.
Look at a couple of records he's got. Like he's got the most touchdown passes, which is 624, and the most passing yards, 84,250. So, oof.
Yeah, that is an absolute. That's great.
That's called playing 22 years.
And being at the top of your game for those 22 years.
Now, if we're staying on NFL, I want to talk about the two AFC. I want to talk about the two the conference championship games. Now, the first one I watched, I just can't believe what I saw in the Kansas City and Cincinnati Bengals game. Kansas City just blew them out early, 21-3. And Mahomes was playing like what he would usually play. But then the second half, I don't know what he did. Now, I will say I saw one play, and I'm not a Kansas City fan, but I saw one play, and it was late in the fourth quarter, and they had an opportunity to win the game. And, there was like a minute or so left. And it was like 3rd and goal. And they were on the 5-yard line. And I don't know what Mahomes was doing, but he just backed back and he held the ball for way too long. And I'm like, just fucking throw it. Just throw the fucking ball. He took a 15-yard sack. Now, I mean, you look at guys that he held the ball for way too long. I mean, if it was like Lamar or Josh Allen or Daniel Jones, they would have just took off and run. But he just held on to the ball way too long. And he got sacked. That loss, I will say this right now, that loss is on Mahomes. And he threw the interception in overtime, which pretty much gave it to him. And like if you guys had watched it, you may have said the same thing. That loss, my opinion, that was on. I know it's a team sport, but that loss, Mahomes has to take a lot of the blame for that. His decision making was just poor.
Well, it's a team sport. American football is one of those team sports where a lot of emphasis is actually on like 2 or 3 guys.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I mean, in this case, Mahomes is the highest paid player in like literally league history. So for him to be doing the stuff that he did, you didn't see that. You don't know the player that I'm talking about, do you?
Patty Mahomes.
Yeah, no. I'm saying the play where he got back.
Oh no, I haven't really been watching American football.
Well, I mean that play that was easily and that was easily the most dumbfounded thing I saw in that game. And mind you, though, but credit to the defense of Cincinnati, they came out to play in the second half. They were terrible in the first half, but they turned up in the second half and played really well. But Joey Burrow, as people have called him on social media, he's just taking everybody. I won't say taking everybody by storm because he was the number 1 pick 2 years ago, but he's been awesome this playoff, this series. So that's I mean that was that game, and look, it was definitely that again. My heart was racing in that game, and then the second one, which was between the Rams and 49ers. Now, I don't know what the 49ers were doing. They tried to go conservative with look, in this case, you want to keep attacking. You don't want to go conservative. It's just like an AFL team chipping it around with a 2-goal lead with like 5 minutes left. That's just a dumb thing to do.
Playing to not lose instead of playing to win. Yeah.
And the 49ers' best player by far this year was Deebo Samuel.
What does he play?
He plays he's listed as a wide receiver, but he's got about 5 rushing touchdowns.
So he's a running back and a wide receiver all in one.
Well, receiver, running back, yes. And they didn't give him the ball like for the last 10 minutes of the game. And I thought, he's your best player. He carried you. Well, you could almost say he carried you to the championship game, and you don't give him the ball. Like, what are you doing? Like, mind you, though, I was expecting Stafford to throw an interception because, he did lead the league in interceptions this year, the turnover machine that he is, and he didn't do it. So credit to him. And it's going to be a battle of 2 number 1 picks going at it in the Super Bowl. Stafford was pick 1 all those years ago. Can't recall what year. And Burrow was the first pick of a draft 2 years ago. And look at them now. But I will say at the moment, you'd think that the Rams are favourites because it is being played in LA.
Hey, ready, Summit? Who's going to win? Rams or Bengals?
Ooh. I'm going to say Bengals.
Summit's going the underdog.
Underdog? Who are you going with?
I'm going with the Rams. Going to go with Stafford.
Right. Yeah, look, I mean...
No, none of this talking, umming and ahhing and fence-sitting. Pick one, Lockie. Right now, pick one.
Off the top of your head, your first pick.
I'm going to go Rams.
There you go.
Purely because of all the stars they have. I mean, when you have a team that consists of, I mean, one, their quarterback has probably had his best year ever. They have Cooper Kupp, probably going to be the offensive player of the year. Odell Beckham Jr., who's come back from the brink of like doing, well, can't say doing what he used to do, but like he's shown that he can be that player again.
That must hurt as a Giants fan.
Right. I mean, look, he's still a diva in my opinion, but I'm still glad that he has this opportunity, despite the fact that he has some weird looking hair for some reason. I don't know why he tries to do that. And then on their defense, I mean, when you have Aaron Donald, easily the best defensive player of the last decade, and you're like a top 3 cornerback. Now, the matchup I'm looking forward to is probably going to be the offense or the rookie of the, more likely the rookie of the year, Jamar Chase, who had an absolute outstanding year as a rookie receiver for the Bengals. It does help that he played college football with Joey Burrow, so that connection. And you could argue the best cornerback in NFL, Jalen Ramsey, the best trash talker as well. I found out what he used to do. I was scrolling through Facebook and I found something where he said in high school, I'd find out if, his opponent had a girlfriend and he'd slide into the girl's DMs before the game.
That's not trash talk. That's just being a real piece of work.
Well, okay, yeah, no, okay. In other words, he's a dick. I probably shouldn't have said trash talk, but
yeah, trash talk's an art. What he's doing is just
what he's doing. I mean, then again, though, he's the reason why AJ Green went a bit new and went downhill, because AJ Green was never the one to start a fight, but then Ramsey obviously said something, and oh boy, did AJ Green want to kill him.
I wish I could say I knew what you're on about, but
well, look,
I know you don't have to explain it either.
No, I was going to say, in your spare time, just look up the rivalry between Ramsey and AJ Green, and you'll see the brawl. It was a bit of a bit ordinary, but I've got the Rams winning it with. I'm going to go. The MVP is going to be. Oh, geez. You know what? If the O-line doesn't show up for the Bengals, I could go with Aaron Donald. Donald with that O-line.
So he's just going to beat the crap out of Burrow.
Well, Burrow got sacked about 8 or 9 times against the Titans. And the Titans aren't necessarily the best pass rushing team. And Donald, he eats people alive. Like, he's a monster of a man. So I'd like to think Aaron Donald, and look, he deserves one to go on his resume of, he's a Hall of Famer.
So he's done pretty much everything except
win a Super Bowl. Yep. And win an MVP, because for some reason they can't win any. For some reason, the defensive players, which I think is a load of shit, but that hasn't happened in a while. So let us know who you think will win the Super Bowl, and if you know anything about NFL, also let us know who you think will win the MVP. Yes, I'm recording. What is for dinner? Okay.
Sorry, man.
No, that's all right. Can you just give me like 5 seconds? You're gonna have to do the canteen. I'm gonna go get my dinner.
Sure.
Cheers, fellas.
Yes.
I didn't make that. Sorry. Oh, fuck.
What a flog.
Stop laughing, birds.
Well, that's a
That was
real
us,
easy
not the
transition into tennis.
That is a really easy transition into tennis. I got to tell you, I watched the first 2 sets of that, and then I gave up. I'm like, fucking hell, Nadal. I just went to sleep after that.
And then he fucking went and won.
And then he went and...
So you're the reason Nadal won his won then, because you weren't weighing him down.
Absolutely. I should sleep more often in high tense situations now. But I tell you, he could have won the second one, man. Fucking could have won the second one as well. But how about this for a statistic? Daniil Medvedev had 23 aces in that game, and Nadal only had 3.
Yeah, Nadal doesn't win on his serve.
His first serve percentage is 62%, and win on first serve percentage is 67%. Oh, Jesus.
Rightio, I'm back, bitches.
I'm so leaving that in when I edit this.
No.
I was about to say, he's recording this, right?
No. Okay. So, guys, the other thing is, I've only literally just started going through some draft shit for the NFL. But before I confirm anything, I think we need to speak about some of the stuff. I've only done one pick, and that took me fucking half an hour last night.
All right, cool. We'll deal with it another time when Sumit doesn't have to leave in like 25 minutes.
Okay, yeah. So, I'll say that in our thing, that, we are currently doing this, and there's some more NFL stuff I want to talk about.
Oh, hold on.
What, right now?
Yeah, right now.
What else do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about something to do with the AFL women's.
Okay. So, but you don't want to talk about American football anymore. Oh, wait, you just said AFL, didn't you?
No, I said NFL.
No.
Oh, yeah, I said AFLW and...
Because we've already talked about Tom Brady, the conference fight, the AFC and...
Yeah, the AFC NFC Championship.
And we've talked about the Super Bowl. We've talked about 3 fucking NFL things.
Okay, I'll go to the AFLW.
Yeah, I can leave that.
2/3 of us don't watch.
AFLW, and then we have to talk about the fucking
tennis.
Australian Open finals.
Hold on.
Can we start with the tennis?
Yes, I said the tennis, yes.
Yeah.
Don't forget my fucking segment. I mean, my segment today is pretty shit, but oh boy.
What is what sport?
Look, it is NFL because it only came to me literally before the recording. I shit you not. I had to I didn't have to think.
Tennis.
The tennis.
Then we'll do your thing, and then we'll see where we're at.
Yep.
All right. So count me in, and I'll start off the tennis thing.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Great. So now that the NFL segment is done, I'd actually like to talk a bit about tennis, more specifically the Australian Open. Now, if you guys
up the Aussies,
neither of them won. The winner was Rafael Nadal, and the runner-up was Daniil Medvedev.
They did win. They won the women's singles and then the men's doubles.
How do you not know that?
I'm sorry.
But I digress.
I was talking about the men's. I apologize.
The men's singles.
I apologize. I was talking about the men's, but yes. Also, congratulations. Australia won the women's Oz Open.
Yeah, why do you think I tried to say Ash Barty? Ash Barty, and the doubles, and the men's doubles as well.
An all Aussie affair, that one?
Yes. Rare that.
Yes,
but look, can I just say something about that?
No, we're not talking about the Aussies yet. We're talking about
Nadal. I'm talking about Nadal.
Oh.
I'm talking about Nadal. You got to let me have my... Yeah, you just zip it and let me...
You're talking all over Sumit right now, Lockie. You should take a back seat, let Sumit say what he's going to say, and then...
Oh, jeez, I'm on the edge of my fucking...
Professionalism, Lockie, professionalism.
I'm sorry. Far out, you're so mean.
So are you leaving this part in?
No.
Yes.
Oh, you dog.
This is podcast gold, this.
Actually,
Absolutely.
You know what? It probably is. You may as well just leave it.
Now, can we stop making this all meta and let Sumit talk about
Yeah. Right. Shut up, Liam. Fuck. Unfortunately, you're behind the screen. You can't belt the shit out of me yet.
Oh, wait till next Friday.
I'll post
yeah.
this as a video, mate.
Yeah, no, look, don't do that. Don't.
Oh, so back to tennis, anyways. The men's Australian Open men's singles now for that one. Rafael Nadal versus Daniil Medvedev was the final, and Nadal won after I reckon that was a pretty good comeback from Nadal.
5 hours.
Sorry?
That match was the second longest, like, I think, Grand
Mhm.
Slam, like,
Second or third, was it?
second. It was either second or third, but it went for
Mm.
5 hours. Bro, 5
Absolutely, I
hours.
know.
I could think of
That's a
so many
lot.
other things I could do in 5 hours than
That's
that.
a lot. Mate, my cricket match on Saturday goes for 5 hours.
Hey, what do you mean your cricket match? Our cricket
Oh,
match, mate.
Sorry, mine and
Yeah,
Liam's cricket match.
your cricket match.
Well, see,
Mine goes-
I didn't want to say our because that includes you too, Lockie.
Yeah, I
Me
know.
and Liam.
Well, you guys have different rules, but anyway, keep going.
But no. So after the first two sets, Medvedev was I was watching those first two sets actually, and Medvedev was dominating. He was just all over.
Oh no,
Nadal
wasn't
in
the
that one.
first set? Wasn't the first set close, and then he just dominated the second set? Wasn't it like 6-7 in the first?
The Medvedev dominated the first set, so that was 6-2. So he
So-
won six
then the
games,
second
Nadal
one.
won 2. Second one was close though, but you could still feel that tension that Medvedev is on top. With 7 games for Medvedev and 6 games for Nadal.
And then he won the first 2 sets, and he won the first like 2
Yep, and then
games in the third.
Yeah, and then he shit the bed after that. He was well, the score was 6-4 for the second set, for 6 games to Nadal 4-2. Medvedev and up same thing for the fourth set, and for the fifth one, it was 7-5 in favor of Nadal. And I'll be honest, I was not expecting that. After the second set finished,
Bro, that's
was
actually
like,
the first
yeah,
time
I'm
it's
done.
ever happened.
I know. That is a great comeback, and especially like
Credit Nadal as well. I mean,
absolutely.
I mean, you got to consider the age of the bloke. I mean, he's not getting any younger, and you know, for him to win
his 21st Grand Slam, like that's amazing.
that. I mean, look, and he's always been one of my favorites. You know, he doesn't say any controversial stuff like this Medvedev or Kyrgios or Djokovic. But speaking of Medvedev, he is, like, in my opinion, this probably should not the right terminology, but he's an absolute nutcase, that bloke. I think he's an absolute nutcase. Blames the crowd. He blames he blamed the crowd for his loss. I mean, sorry, but
Look,
when you choke, when you lead the first 2 games in the third set and you're already up 2 sets, sorry, but that's on you, you fucking stupid idiot. That's
Yeah,
not on the
I know,
crowd, you dumb
but
cunt.
were you watching that game?
No.
Just like that. Yeah, exactly. So what? So basically, in that set, in that match, there were like 99% Nadal fan, and like 1% of the fans were going for Medvedev.
That's
Well,
his
when
own
you have a
fault.
go at the crowd for the entire tournament, wow, I wonder what's going to happen to you.
Plus, Nadal, as I said, Nadal is much loved in Australia. He's like Federer. You can't hate the bloke.
Yeah,
Whereas
that's
Medvedev
true.
and
That's
Djokovic
true.
and Kyrgios, it's easy to hate them because they say stupid shit and do stupid shit like that.
Oh, absolutely. Especially the Djokovic, what he did now. He must have been fuming. Jesus.
I'm actually kind of happy that he didn't play because I wouldn't have cared anything. I wouldn't have cared much if he was playing.
But you know, now you got Nadal on top with 21 Grand Slams overtaking
I'm so happy for
both
him. Like,
Djokovic and Federer. That is amazing.
no. Can we just like not include Djokovic? I don't think he deserves a mention. He's just a flog, like dead set. But
Okay.
no, we have to.
No matter
we
how
have
you
to.
feel about the guy, he has still won 20.
Yeah, no,
slams.
he has, and now that he's actually, there have been reports that he's getting the vaccine just because of what happened then, of Nadal winning, because all the major Grand Slams, you know, the French Open, the US Open, and the Australian Open, they all require you to be vaccinated. The Wimbledon, I don't necessarily know, but
Maybe not yet, but they probably will.
yeah, no, they'll end up forcing that. But I mean, look, I still think that, you know, it was, you know, and you know, and when you think about it, a lot of the Someone cut out. I think he left. But when you think about it, all of the a lot of the favourites in like men's and women's, they just they got beaten early. In the men's especially. Like when you the world number 3 or 4 in the men's, and I think he's an absolute nutcase as well because of the way he carries on.
Is that the Greek guy, Tsitsipas?
No, the German. I think he's
Zverev.
Zverev. He's never won a Grand Slam yet. He's ranked in the top 10 in the world. How the hell does that make sense?
Lockie, do you understand how the world?
No, I
they get a certain amount of points for where they finish in like all the tournaments they play. So like the 4 slams are like the ones that give the most points. But like if you went and played a majority of the tournaments around the world and finished in like the top 4 of them, then you'd like have a really high ranking.
Well,
that's how the ranking works. They get points
because
based
he is
on where
not,
they finish in tournaments.
Because he is not a world number 4. I mean, he has a temper like Djokovic. Well, I was going to say curious, but I mean, nobody can be as bad as him. But
Bernard Tomic gives him a run for his money.
Right, when he tried to blame his loss on COVID, I honestly had to laugh. Like, I mean, he needs to actually get help. Like, he needs to see somebody and he needs to get help. Like, that's just the way it is. I could also say okay, enough about the men's because that's starting to, I'm going to say, kind of annoy me. What about Barty? The Barty party. I watched the last 3 or 4 games of that set of her winning. I looked on Google of what the second set was, and she was down like 4-1, 4-2 or something.
Ash Barty's comeback was something to behold.
And she's the first Australian to win an Australian Open in 40 odd years. That's amazing. And I think and that's credit to her. She's won 3 of the 4 major Grand Slams. I think she's won the French Open. I do know that. She won Wimbledon, didn't she? I'm pretty sure she has. She's definitely won the Australian Open.
She's won? Brand?
She's won. All the 4. I know she may have won. She might have won 5, but I'm talking out of all the 4.
I'm just trying to remember which one she's won.
She's definitely won the French Open. I'm not going to say why, but I know she has. She's definitely won the Australian Open. It was either the Wimbledon or the US. Which one is it?
I'm looking.
She's won 3.
She won Wimbledon?
I'm pretty sure she won Wimbledon.
I think so. Bloody hell. Can't remember. Hold on.
She's won Wimbledon. She's won Australia. And I don't care. Reigning champion. Give me all of them, you stupid internet. French.
Ah, yes, that's the one.
She's
French Open,
won
Wimbledon, and
Australia,
Australia.
France, and Wimbledon, and she's made the 4th round at the US Open twice.
Well, and look, I think, we are witnessing now, no disrespect to Sam Stosur. I mean, she was really good in her, when she, that year when she won the US Open, she was easily up there with one of the best, but then she kind of, I won't say fell apart, but she kind of started
Sam
to choke.
Stosur had a very small peak in comparison to
Barty.
Hopefully what Barty has.
Well, Barty's been good for about 3 years now because her first major Grand Slam was French, which was 2019. So she's been on top for one of the best for about 3 years now, which is really good. But
she doesn't play doubles anymore, does she? Because looking at her stats,
she doesn't. Well, no. Well, I mean, how would she? Because she's always in the bloody. She's getting into the quarterfinals, the semifinals of all these tournaments, which is.
That's good, actually. That's very good.
It's absolutely amazing, and with a bit of hair in here, Yucky.
It's funny. All three of her wins have been on different surfaces. In 2019, the French Open, she won on clay. Then 2021, Wimbledon was on grass. Now 2022, Australian Open, this is on hard. So that's impressive.
Absolutely, and it'll be a matter of time before she wins the US Open. You'd think, unless
you just put the Moz on her.
Oh, look, that's all right. She used to be a cricketer.
No, Ash Barty.
I know.
Yeah, she's
on behalf of our podcast and the world. I apologise if Lockie has just prevented you from ever winning the US Open.
Oh, look, I'd never do that. I would never. I don't have bad luck at all. Oh shit! Now what's going to happen?
Right, we're gonna have to present some evidence for that. So.
What do you mean?
Lockie, what were you catching yesterday? Hey, Lockie, where's your iPad?
Hey, leave my iPad out of this. All right? Yes, I forgot it at my past, but that's besides the point. I've got a laptop now that I'm using for this, so shut the fuck up. And what did I catch yesterday? Well, it's hard to catch anything when little fucking toads decide that they want to eat the bait. And
wow, he really is making sure I can't put anything in the podcast because he keeps using the fucking C word.
Hey, I'm sorry, but you went off at me, I go off. Oh, you didn't go off at me. I just decided to.
He literally just poked you like that. That was like the literal definition of.
Yeah, well, look. I mean, look. Liam caught something. He fucking caught me because I was reeled in.
Well, I didn't put any bait on my hook, so.
Well, you went lure fishing then. That's not hard. I mean, yeah, no, it actually is hard. But you went lure fishing. Do you even know what that is?
It's not very hard when you're the target, mate.
Oh, fuck off! I knew you'd say that.
Especially when the target's. Bloody hell.
You know what? No. All right, let's. But did you guys hear what Kyrgios had to say about something that he and Tanasi Kokonakis brought in the best atmosphere, which I thought was a load of shit. Oh, I don't give a shit. Tanasi or whatever, Tanasi. I don't give a fuck.
You sure?
Oh, there he goes again. Yeah, Tanasi
Kokonakis.
Tanasi. What? Tanasi or Tanasi? What are you fucking saying?
Tanasi, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's Tanasi.
Kokonakis.
Well, Kokonakis or Kokonakis, Cocky.
You'd love his name, wouldn't you, Lucky?
Shut the fuck. You'd love it.
He's loving saying that right now. Did you see his enthusiasm as he was saying that name?
What the fuck? Do you recall what Liam tried to do to me on New Year's Eve? That probably should not.
Let's not forget you were laughing and smiling throughout the entire time.
No, I fucking wasn't.
Yes,
I was gonna jump on the table. I was scared.
I am not
the video. Scary, mate. Settle down.
I have the video.
Okay. All right, anyway, shut up. Anyway,
yeah, we have receipts, Lockie.
Shut the fuck up. Oh, yuck. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, Kyrgios said that they brought in the best atmosphere in the Australian Open, like he and his fucking doubles partner, we'll say. Because we can't agree on how the name is pronounced.
We know how to say Kokonakis, you just don't want to say it anymore.
Kokonakis, yeah, there, you happy? Anyway, I thought that was a load of shit, to be honest. I thought that Brady easily brought in the best atmosphere. That's just my opinion. I don't know what you think.
When was the last time you saw doubles being televised as much as it was this tournament?
Probably never, but that's besides the point. Did you even know
doubles was televised?
Yes, I did. You might be fucking shocked, but I do.
Okay, Sumit, did you know that doubles was televised? Because I didn't know doubles was televised.
Not at all. I actually didn't hear anything about doubles.
When Brady and Delacqua were playing doubles a few years ago.
I don't think I've ever seen a doubles. No.
Oh, well, I've successfully derailed the segment now.
Yeah, well, look, you ruined what I'm fucking, what I was going to say. Thank you, Liam. You're always good at doing that. No, actually, that's probably
what I'm
me.
Here for.
I take it back. No. I apologize for my rant there. But, hang on, there's a but. Now,
and you
I reckon, can we make our predictions. Oh no, I was going to say I don't know what Grand Slam's next.
What are we predicting? What's the next
What
one?
are we predicting?
Is it the French Open?
Well, look, you want a prediction, you don't even know which one's next.
I think it's the French.
Hold
Is it
on.
the French Open?
Let's have a look. Tennis
sure?
schedule.
Actually, I'm not going to say that. I might be wrong.
Because if it's the French Open, I'd actually still back Nadal to win because he's very good on clay.
That's his best Grand Slam. He's won like 10.
Don't hang shit on Nadal, mate.
I just said that clay was his best surface and he's won like 10. How is that hanging shit on him?
The way that you said that,
yeah, the
I was
next
hanging
big
shit
one
on
is
you
the
for
French.
even-
The French, yeah.
it's the French. All right, so my
It's the French.
predictions. Let's make our predictions.
On clay. Yep.
Clay. So I reckon Nadal would have to be favourite for that, considering that is his best, and he's won a lot of them. So he would know that.
I'm actually torn between Nadal and Djokovic.
Oh no, screw Djokovic. If you go Djokovic, next
What
time
did
I
he
see
say?
you. Yeah, what did you just say? No Vax Djokovic.
Wow,
and the
that's
women's-
that's actually
You
pretty clever
re-
there, Lockie.
You really don't like him.
Hey, we can't say. I mean, I was going to say we can't use the word hate in this podcast. No matter what
I'm pretty
players
sure someone said don't like, but
I know.
you
Yeah.
just
I know. Let's just make a general rule. We cannot use the word hate because hate is a very
I
strong
hate
word.
that you said that.
Now, what did I just bloody say? You can't be saying that shit, right?
I hate that you said it.
What the fuck did you just say?
I despise the fact that we are talking about the word hate.
Okay, good. See, now we're making some progress. Well, yeah, you're going to have fun trying to edit this out. This is what you
I'm
get.
not even going to bother. You know my work
Oh,
ethic.
yeah. Jeez. If only I... No, I'm not going to say that. I'll roast myself after. But, look, so our prediction... What? So we're going with Nadal to win the French.
I don't think anyone else, like, no
What
one
about
else, like, jumps out as someone who would win it.
Huh. And then the women's, well, you'd have to almost say Barty. Who won it? I don't even know who won it last year.
Well, look it up then.
I'm not... Okay, yeah, I will.
Instead of
Give me a
making
minute.
us do all the looking up for you. We have rights, Lockie. We have rights.
Oh, no.
Somebody's caught you in 4K.
Shut up.
Something's happened here.
This is definitely not 4K.
Bro, I just commented on a fishing thing, all right? Leave me alone. Hang on. So, 2021 French Open. Winner. Oh, I'm not going to even try pronounce that. I am not going to. No, I've just looked up look it up yourself. I'm not going to try pronounce the 2021 French Open Women's Champion. I'm not even going to look. I'm not going to even try pronounce this name.
What's the name?
Look it up yourself. I'm not.
Oh, wow.
Let's see.
No, you'll see why.
So what, French
See.
Open
No, I
2021?
see. Barbora. Let's just call her Barbora.
2021.
Okay. Well, no, but look, you gotta say the sports player by their last name, you know.
Krejcikova.
Yeah, no, look, that's that.
Krejcikova.
Oh, crikey, okay.
Yeah. Now you see. Now do you actually see before you raise me?
Krejcikova.
Why didn't you? Okay, look. I mean, that's
Krejcikova.
probably not how it's pronounced.
Krejcikova.
Okay, I'm still gonna predict that Ash Barty will win the French Open in the women for the women.
Hey, Lockie, what's the name
What?
of the person that they beat?
I don't know.
Anastasia
Oh boy. Anastasia
Pavlyuchenkova.
Pavlyuchenkova.
All right, so can we just confirm
Chenkova.
for the men's? For the men's,
Pavly-
we're predicting
Pavlyuchenkova.
Rafael Nadal to win the men's,
That's
and
pretty good.
Barty to win the women's.
Mhm.
Oh, no, I reckon Krejcikova could double up.
I don't know anything about it.
So he's a French Open champion, mate. That's all you need to know.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, okay. Everybody that's listening, unfortunately, you had to listen through my friend's silly rant. And he,
Wait, who's this?
let us know.
Ranter?
Let us know
just
who
want
you think will win the
who's
French
ranting?
Open.
Wait, which one of us is ranting?
You're so
ranting.
aggressive. You're so aggressive. Look at you right now. You're so aggressive. What are you doing?
Now, out of the three of us, who was the most likely to rant?
Not me. Absolutely not me. Not me, obviously.
I'm sure.
It's 100% not me. My birds can vouch for me, can't you? Yeah, that's right.
They're quiet.
You know who's right. No, they're looking at me and they're nodding like this. They're like, yeah, you're not going to rant.
Birds,
Right,
speak
so-
if you're in danger. Wow, you shut them up.
No, I didn't. I'm not going to tell you on air what I'm going to teach my birds to say. It's going to be funny.
Oh, don't worry. You've told me.
Yeah.
I'd be
Okay.
happy to
Anyway,
spell that
so
out
for the
on
AFL
air.
women's on the AFL.
Hang on,
What?
Lockie, it's time.
Oh, that's right. How can I
It's
forget?
time.
It's time.
It's time.
Time for what now?
It's time. It's time. It's time for LT's use of stat.
Yes. All right.
Right.
Well, this isn't necessarily look, it is a
Or
stat, but it's
fact.
got a bit of look, this is a fact, but it also goes to show that you never give up on your dream. And this is going to Tom Brady. Now, everybody knows the story. Liam, you know this. Someone probably has no idea what I'm about to say. And that's all right, because I'm about to tell you what I mean. And I don't know why I'm moving like this, but I am. So shut the fuck up.
Not like we can see you anyway.
Oh, yeah, look, it is a bit dark in my room, but anyway. So, when you get drafted high, you have a high expectation. Pick 1, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, whatnot. When you're drafted in the last few rounds, not much
Pick
is expected of you.
199, like a certain.
And a certain somebody.
Oh, did I? Oh,
Tom,
no.
You muppet. Anyway, I will go. Look, I forgot the number anyway, but you reminded me.
199.
Pick 199. You know exactly what I'm going to say. Tom Brady. That's right. The GOAT of the NFL was taken in round 6. Round bloody 6. With pick 199. 199. 30, technically 32 teams, all past him.
Didn't the Pats pass on him like 6 times?
The Pats passed him 6 times. All their draftees, except for Brady of that draft, really nobody's known from the Patriots draft of 1999 other than Tom Brady or 2000. I don't know how their years work in their draft, but pick 199 is when he was drafted, and he looked like the most unathletic person you'd see, but boy, could he fucking throw a ball. And he did it well.
He was a really good tosser.
Yeah, look, I mean, yeah. You shouldn't have said it like that. He was a good chucker of the ball.
No, I reckon he's a tosser.
Okay, look, you can just shut your mouth. Because, you kind of did ruin this. So,
With which bit? My amazing knowledge of Tom Brady?
The fact that, to be fair,
this is podcast gold right here.
This is ropey. This is the ropiest one of these you've done.
Look, you caught me off guard today when you asked about to record. To be fair, and I was like,
We're not
really?
meant to record today.
I asked that earlier in the week, and you guys were like, I'm not too sure. We'll see how we go. I mean, you didn't bloody reply, but Sumit did. And I swear, sometimes you look, and when I ask you important stuff, you don't say anything. So I just assume that you're either angry with me or you're just in your own world. And I don't know which one.
Swap out angry with trying to find ways to piss you off.
Shut the fuck up. Oh, yeah, like he comes up with, how am I going to ruin Loggie's segment today?
I was trying to help it.
Yeah, look, to be fair, though, I kind of did almost forgot the pick. I was going to say 197, but you kind of did. Shut the fuck up. But anyway, let's close out the segment. And that concludes my actually, no, I won't conclude it yet because, this just goes to show no matter what pick you are drafted with, whether it's pick 1 or pick 2 there is a chance that you can be, I was going to say be as successful as the GOAT, Tom Brady, but there is a good chance that, if you put the time and effort in to perform and, wanting to be better, you could end up, when I say like him, having a very successful career like Tom Brady. So that concludes my useless stat/fact, which was partly ruined by our co-host, which is, I know it's devastating that he did that to me. So I will have to come up with something to get him back. It's going to take me a while because
I feel like that improved your segment.
Lockie, I've been here for an hour and a half. You've already got me.
Oh. Ah, no, that's not fucking nice. What are you talking about? Hey, whoa. No. I say no. Anyway, so that concludes that segment. So now I want to go on. Yeah, as I said at the start, it could be a bit touchy. It's not political, but it's just solely based on what I think. Now you might, say say goodbye to everybody. Don't just.
All right, hold on. I didn't want to do anything because Lockie was talking. But
Lockie, we've probably gone long enough that it probably would be time to wrap up. Anyway.
No, AFLW, it won't take me long. I promise. I mean,
all right. Anyways, folks, I will have to leave early. So thank you for listening, and I will catch you all.
So for the AFLW, now we can all agree that it was a good move by the AFL to include a women's side, like a women's competition, right? Well,
yeah, they kind of had to. It's like there's only so many exhibition games you can play.
Yep. Now, the first game of the AFLW that drew a lot of viewers, which was good. And yeah, next year will be their 6th season, and all 18 teams will have an AFLW side, which is really good. But in my opinion, I think they expanded the AFLW way too quickly. That's just my opinion.
You're not wrong.
Think, and this is, I'm not having a dig at women footballers, but I just don't think there's enough talent that can be distributed to all 18 teams.
Let's be honest, there's probably not enough talent in men's football to distribute amongst 18 teams.
No, but I mean, in the women's, you can kind of clearly see it. Definitely some of the, and I know they're going to improve over time, but I've watched a lot of AFLW the past couple of weeks. I mean, I've watched a bit of it previous years, but past couple of weeks especially. And what they were doing in AFLW 1, while they've gotten better at it, they still do it a hell of a lot. And that's they handball to an opposition player. Now, I know that they'll fix this at some point, and you've got to improve at some point with the skills. But that's not a good showing for the sport. And I will say though, the one thing that the AFLW does have is that their players, they don't necessarily care. They will go in for the ball. They're hard. With a lot of the men, you have to question their toughness. And I will point out players like Dangerfield, Merritt, Lockie Neal, a few others that, the minute they get contact or have contact, they just hold their arms up thinking that they're entitled spoiled brats that they are. Tom Mitchell is kind of the same. But the women, that's not the case. They put their head over the ball. they see ball and they want to get ball, whereas some of the men, you can't say the same thing about it, which is not a good look. And, you know, look, if they want to, and this is just purely based on what I think, if, you know, we all heard about their want for equal pay and whatnot, right? Like
The
for the
problem
sport.
with the equal pay thing in sport is that the reason that the others, like, especially like in basketball in America, the reason the NBA get paid the amount of money they do is because of the amount of money they make as a sport.
But for the women's,
They don't make
especially,
as much.
they don't make as much. But the other thing is, they want to let them play 20-minute quarters, because that, I mean, 17 and a half minutes, and you're going to get paid, and you want like equal pay. That's just not on. And you want to be treated like professional athletes. Well,
but also the thing is that most of them don't get to be professional athletes. They're semi-professional because they have to have another job.
Yeah, I know. I get that. And so that's why it's hard, you know, trying to grow like the women's sport, because, you know, they're forced to get another job, and, you know, so you wouldn't think that they'd have as much time to work on their skills as much as you'd say the men's do, which is really hard. So whether or not, you know, the AFL, or, you know, they have to find somewhere to get some cash in to sort of spice things up a bit, but it's just, look, and as I said, I'm not having a dig at women's AFL, but I just think that they have, expanded way too soon. And look, and while we're on talk of the equal pay, I reckon out of all the sports, the women's sports, you'd say cricket. Their skills are pretty good. You know, some of them could play easily men's cricket, like Meg Lanning and Perry and whatnot. They could easily play men's cricket. You know, they could probably argue the case for easily equal pay. But, you know, when you think of other sports like soccer and, well, does the WNBA, do they get paid a fair amount, or?
I'm pretty sure Steph Curry earns more than the WNBA players.
Really? Shit. And then the AFLW. So, look, and look, as I said, I'm not having a dig at women's sport. I love the fact that, you know, because they have their right to do something that they love, which is sport. But, I mean, they've got to find a way. Every sport, you know, the soccer, basketball, AFL, every single sport that has, they've got to kind of help them develop and sort of like gradually become a professional sport. Otherwise, you know, the skills in the AFLW, I mean, that's just like the which game was it? The Bulldogs Freo game. Yeah, look, that was close, but I reckon there'd be an under 14s game that'd be more, that had better skills than that. Like, it's not good. And look, yes, I am happy that my team Essendon will have an AFLW side, but I mean, they've just gone way too quickly. Like, they've jumped the gun on that. They should have waited, you know, 10 or so years, see where the sport is at, and then go, all right, we'll add another 3-4 teams. Then maybe increase the fixture, you know, rather than having just the 8 or 10 games, whatever they play. And that's another thing. If they want to be equal and whatnot, they'd be wanting to play more games.
See, the thing is, though, they probably should, like, I don't understand why they don't play it in winter the same time they play AFL. Because then you can, like, do, like, curtain raises and stuff. And it doesn't even necessarily need to be that the women play before the men. Like, you can do it both ways. Like, I don't understand why they've stuck it in a winter sport in summer.
I agree. I mean, well, saying that, though, we've done the exact same thing with soccer. The A-League, they play in the summertime.
Yeah, but The A
We have
League is
AFL.
like a direct competitor with AFL, so they've pretty much given up and said that like winter is AFL, we're going to go summer.
Oh, plus you've also got to recall the NRL, but which
Yeah, but
Amy,
that's 2 states.
yeah, but I mean, but Melbourne has a team, so they'd be fighting to find a stadium because, well, Marvel they'll have
But the thing is, the women use stuff like Junction Oval and Icon Park, and like they don't necessarily use all the. Or are you talking about soccer at the moment? Still,
I'm talking about soccer at the moment.
Soccer so like
they'd find it hard.
Use the same stadium,
and sometimes AFL because I know Victory they play down in Geelong.
Yeah, but Geelong also don't play in Geelong every week. They could figure that out.
So, look, it is interesting, but like, what would you say in regards of how do you reckon the AFLW could first of all, like one, we both agree that the AFLW they've expanded way too quickly. Yes.
Well, yeah, but that's because it took the AFL how long to get to 18 teams? Like,
no, I'm not saying that it had to take them that long to get 18 teams, but like,
the blueprint that the AFL has, the AFL was a 16-team comp for 96 was the last time a team was added, and that was technically taking away a team. No, that was, but like 96 is the last time there was a new team before Gold Coast.
Yeah.
And that was like 15 years.
Yeah, no. Look, you got a fair point there. But like, well, I mean, look, it's gonna come down in the next 5 years. I mean, you could say in the next 5 to 10 years, it's make or break for them. Like if the women don't, which I mean, I know they will, but if they don't improve their skills and like play full, and I know it's probably a bit harder in the summertime, but like play full 20-minute quarters, it's how is somebody going to say, yep, that's definitely the sport that I love watching? I mean, yeah, look, I like watching it, but it just doesn't necessarily have this like AFL feeling to it. If you kind of get what I mean by that.
Yeah, kind of.
But yeah, well, I mean, let us know what you think about, well, so everybody listening, let us know what you think of, well, that particular thing. You know, do you think the AFLW have expanded too quickly? And how do you, like, what do you think? How can the women, like, improve their skills? Like, and I know that's probably a silly question, but, like, it's definitely more complicated than, oh, you just got to do it in your spare time. Like, that's, because, you know, they you know, as you said, they have to work. They have like jobs that they need to do. So it's not like you can be at the club all day. You know, they've got to work, you know, 9 till 5, and then, you know, you're training for 2 hours, which is like local footy. So, well, when you think about it, it is kind of like that. So, yeah, that's probably going to do it for us, everybody. We'd like to thank you for listening.
Thank you for tuning in.
And we will be sure to be a lot more consistent with our social media. And we do have something planned coming up in the next, let's say, couple of weeks, I think, that I may have caught my member off guard.
No, I know what you're on about.
What, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've talked about it before.
All right. In that case, then, cheerio, and
Toodles.